one of the more concerning um, things that I've seen over the last 2 years is the amount of censorship that has been occurring on social media platforms and the internet broadly. And it's probably something that, due to my liberal bias, I hadn't noticed until recently, and it's been going on for years before that. Um, I'm sure many conservatives would tell me that. And I think what the trend tells me is that we have two options here. We can believe that people are not capable of taking in information and making their own decisions, and that that's not something that we want people to have, because we're afraid that they will become radicalized, or they'll become consumed, or changed or angered by the information that they take in on the internet. Um, or we can believe that they can handle that, and we can develop and teach the tools to do so. And I see this process. Of course, I'm interested in the route of teaching people and keeping the internet open and free, which of course will bring on some information that is misinformation, that is fake news, or whatever you want to call it. But I believe that that's the responsibility of the person, that there's a lot of power in being able to understand that information, whether it's on the internet or it's in real life, and having your own framework, your own ability to tell what is true, what is real, what is a good source of information, what is something that you trust. I think these are really important uh, human tools, human things that we need for this life. And I think going the route that we believe that we're not able or capable of handling this ourselves, to me, is really disempowering, and it's not something that I'm interested in going that route. And I'll continue to support platforms that allow for free speech and allow for an open and free internet. And I think that that's going to be eventually what wins out, with Web 3.0 and blockchain and all the things that are coming. That will be the world that we're living in. So we may as well prepare for it and start to teach and learn these tools. And I'm learning these tools just as much as I am attempting to teach them. So I want to create, with the Heretic School, with this space, I want to create an environment where my ideas are challenged, my beliefs are challenged, the ways that I'm seeing the world is challenged just as much as yours is. And I think that that's a very healthy process if we can do it in a respectful and nonviolent way. And again, going back to what are the tools and things that we need to go this route, I think of things. I try to start with the very simple framework and then get more complex as required. But I think of awareness and action, these two very important things. Of if the universe is full of information, if the universe is full of all types of things to be to make meaning of, to understand, to organize, to make decisions upon, that information requires awareness. We need to become aware of, what is this information? What do we think about it, and why? How do we see the world? What is reality to us? How do we then take action upon that reality? How do we take action upon that information? How do we integrate it into our experiences? How do we integrate it into what we already know? Are there things that we learned that may not be true, that may not be of priority, that may not even be accurate, or given to us in a proper way? And I think that is the journey that I've been on, which is evaluating a lot of the things that I've learned over a lifetime, and looking at what do I need to unlearn? What do I need to let go? What do I need to be open to listening to? What do I need to, excuse me, be open to accepting? And that's where the awareness and then action point comes in, is that taking action, having conversations, changing your beliefs, changing the way that your behavior All these things are interconnected. And I think one of the things that is important on the awareness side is not only the psychological part of how do you see the world, what do you think and why, but what are the emotional pieces that come up for you? What are the emotional aspects of from your own experiences, why information may upset you, why it may excite you, why it may interest you, why it may cause all these feelings and sensations for you, and what does that mean, and how do you work through that, and what is that telling you about your reality, about your experience, and about your past. So there's this emotional part, and then there's the psychological part. And I think working through the emotional part makes the part where we can work, where we can cooperate, where we can have partnerships, where we can have conversations. It makes that part easier and more possible. When we're triggered, when we're in an emotional state, when we're upset, those are the points where conversations break down. Those are the points where conversations don't occur, where we may avoid them. And I think these are really important things to become aware of, because this is why our world is what it is today. This is why we have polarization and binary systems and right and wrong. And we don't have the progress and the change that we desire, whether it's for our life or how we look at the world outside of us, our society, the rights of other people, and the changes that we want to see in our lifetime. And I think there are these emotional parts, which are our own. That's our own responsibility. I believe our feelings are ours, and understanding that there are requests and there are needs that we have, and those are the relationships and the agreements that we make with people around us. This is the way that we can work together. And I think putting this all together is one of the bigger missions of the Heretic School and why I'm starting it. And this is something that I'm practicing myself. This is something that I will bring from my own experiences. And it'll be something that I help to facilitate, help to guide others that are interested in the same process. And hopefully, with a even higher mission, we can then pass this down to the next generation, where they're not going to have to unlearn the ways of living that we've had to within these domination systems, where everything is right and wrong, where we're competing against each other, where we're judging each other, where we're comparing ourselves to each other, and all the consequences and all the symptoms that you see of racism and the patriarchy and environmental destruction. These are all because of how we're relating to the world around us. This is all because of how we think and how we speak. And all those things are deeply interconnected. So changing our language, changing how we think, changing how we relate to each other, and the ways that we make space for each other's beliefs that especially are different from ours, and coming to appreciate our differences rather than making them wrong and evil and dangerous. So if this sounds interesting, please send me a message. Please find me anywhere you can. I'll put some links in the description below, and you'll be able to find me and send me a message, and I will give you more details on the Heretic School. So thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.